Imagine a time thousands of years ago, when cats weren't just pets, they were worshipped as gods. Cats, sleek and mysterious, with eyes that seemed to see through time itself, held a place of honor in one of the most powerful civilizations in history, ancient Egypt. But why? What was it about these graceful, enigmatic creatures that made the Egyptians treat them like royalty? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. Today, we're stepping into the world of ancient Egypt to uncover the fascinating story behind their obsession with cats. Why did they elevate these creatures to the status of gods? Let's dig into one of history's most perplexing phenomena. In ancient Egypt, cats were more than just companions. They were symbols of power, protection, and mystery. The Egyptians saw their cats as divine beings linked to the gods themselves. But where did this reverence for felines come from? Was it just about their beauty and grace, or was there something more? Let's start by looking at the most famous feline deity in ancient Egypt, Bastet, the goddess of home, fertility, and most importantly, protection. Depicted with the head of a lioness or domestic cat, Bastet was one of the most beloved deities in the Egyptian pantheon. But what made her so important? And why was she represented as a cat? But the Egyptians didn't just worship Bastet, cats themselves were considered sacred. This connection between cats and gods was so strong that they believed the feline creatures were guardians of the home, warding off evil spirits and bringing blessings to the family. Cats would often be found lounging in temples and homes, revered for their grace and independence. And it wasn't just the domesticated cats that were admired. The Egyptians also revered wildcats, particularly the African wildcat, the ancestor of the domestic cat. This feline's ability to hunt and protect food stores was seen as a divine gift from the gods. Cats were natural hunters, quick, stealthy, and precise, qualities the Egyptians associated with the godly power of Bastet. In fact, the Egyptians valued the cat's ability to control vermin. Think about it. Imagine living in a society where food preservation was critical, and grain stores were at risk of being overrun by rodents. Cats weren't just pets, they were essential to the survival of the people. Their presence in granaries and homes was vital, making them highly respected in Egyptian culture. But here's where it gets even more interesting. In Egypt, cats were so revered that killing one, even by accident, was considered a crime punishable by death. That's right, something as small as accidentally harming a cat could cost you your life. This respect wasn't just about superstition, it was woven into the fabric of Egyptian law and society. The connection between cats and the divine was so strong that many families would have a special shrine to Bastet, with offerings of food and incense to keep the gods, and their cats, happy. The cats were also frequently mummified after death, treated with the same reverence as the pharaohs themselves. So, why did the Egyptians treat cats like gods? Was it just because they were cute? Well, partly. But there's something more profound at play here. Cats represent a perfect balance of strength and grace, two qualities the Egyptians deeply admired. They also embody the mysterious. After all, how many of us have looked at our cats and thought, "What are you thinking?" They seem to exist in their own little world, and the Egyptians believed this sense of mystery made them closer to the divine. But not everyone was on board with the idea of cat worship. Some scholars argued that the Egyptians were projecting their respect for the natural world onto these creatures, seeing the cat as a symbol of the perfect predator, a creature that lived in harmony with nature. In fact, ancient Egyptians believed that all creatures were created by the gods, and cats were simply one of the most important expressions of that divine creation. And let's not forget one more thing that made cats so revered in Egypt: their independence. Unlike dogs who were domesticated to serve humans, cats were wild creatures who decided to live alongside humans, not for survival, but for companionship. That level of self-sufficiency was something the Egyptians admired deeply. In the end, the Egyptians didn't just worship cats for their looks or utility, they worshipped them for what they symbolized: mystery, grace, and the perfect balance of strength and independence. Cats were more than just animals. They were messengers of the gods, protectors of the home, and guardians of the spiritual world. So the next time you pet your cat, remember, you're not just cuddling with a furry friend. You're sharing a moment with a creature that's been worshipped for thousands of years, respected for its strength and mystery, and seen as a symbol of protection and divinity. It's no wonder we still love them today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Do you have any interesting stories about cats and their special place in history? Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss one of our deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and your cats happy.